Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining our nightly podcast.
What's up?
This is our sports roundtable for myself, Lionel, and Mark. Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone, for joining out. It's something that we kicking off and enjoying and doing and talking about sports from all aspects of it. I want to throw a little disclaimer out there. I want people to uh, help support us. We got a YouTube channel. It's called Down South Sports Roundtable on YouTube, and also support
Sure.
our Facebook page. Also, we're going to be trying to put a lot more content out there, and just want to get everybody engaged in what we are talking about and comment. And we're going to start going live. So people, we can get a bigger interaction with everyone. So I appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm living a dream and blessed, man. I'm living a dream and blessed.
I know that's right. Same here, brother,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Same
Yeah,
here.
man. So it was a great week. Past week of sports, I'll say for women's sports. We had our you had the conference tournaments for college, talking about and it was we big SEC fans being from the state of Alabama, so
Yes,
but
sir.
it was just great basketball amongst everybody, all the way from to USC out there, man. So what's your takes on it, man? How you enjoyed last week on women's sports?
Man, it was lovely to tell you the truth. Just to
Yeah, yeah,
get it started for March Madness.
hmm
Kick off the rivalries. The
yeah,
intensity of the women.
yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it. I loved it. Even though
Hey,
we,
it's getting bigger. What I was saying on our last talk, man, it's getting bigger
yeah,
and bigger, man.
it is, and that's a testament to how they playing and
Yeah,
and where they taking the sport too. So I
yeah,
love it,
yeah,
man. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah, man. Hey, what you think about the freshman Juju at USC?
She balling. She balling. She been balling all year.
Hey,
And they won it. They pulled it off in their last year. This is the last year of Pac-12. So,
yeah,
to
yeah,
go out like that, behind the likes of USC greats like Lisa Leslie,
yeah,
Cheryl Miller. I
yeah,
mean, they did it, man.
yeah.
Pat on the back to them.
Hey, you know
Even
what?
though
I didn't even think about
Juju
that.
didn't score the most. Juju didn't score the most
Nah,
in the last game, but her teammates are they're rallying, they coming up behind her too, scoring 26 Forbes.
yeah.
So they balled out.
They had a defense designed to limit her, not to stop her, but you know what I mean, to limit. Like
Right,
it's one of the things. Like, hey, y'all gotta. We can't let her beat us.
right,
Let everybody else beat us, but we can't let her beat us. That's
right.
what it was.
And her teammates scored 26 points. So that shows you that they have talent all on the floor. So
Yeah, yeah,
you can
yeah.
limit one, but definitely if you have a team full of dominant players, one's gonna show. Somebody gonna rear their head.
Bruh, I didn't even think about when you just said like this is last year. I didn't even think about that for women's basketball too. You know,
Yeah,
when I think about the conference, I really just be focused on the football because that's what really drove. That would be really driving. You know what I mean? Colleges to leave. You know what I
hmm
mean? To go to a different conference. Where I didn't even think about women's
yeah.
basketball and what that impact is.
Of course, it drives it monetarily too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's where
yeah,
the money is. So
yeah,
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 yeah. This is wrapping up a long history of sports and
yeah,
conferences and rivals. So we definitely gonna see where it goes. I mean,
yeah,
and just to say that, you have Oklahoma and Texas.
mhm,
They've been looking into their
yeah,
drills and their summer spring. I mean, their spring practices right now at this point in time. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
kicking off. The new conferences are kicking off.
Where USC going? What conference they going to? You know?
I think is the big. Is it the Big Ten? Oh,
I mean,
is that it?
I
Or
can't remember.
they spreading out? Or they
Yeah, that's
going
what
to?
I'm saying. I don't. I'm trying to remember where they going. We can look that up, man. But
Yeah,
like she for a freshman, I mean, first of all, I you could be a senior, you dropping 50 points in a college basketball game is a major deal. You
oh
know what
yeah,
I
they
mean?
big.
But she's averaging the most. 30-point game. I mean,
Yeah,
to be real with you, she's gonna be bigger than Caitlin.
yeah. I mean, she's breaking records. I mean, and just to think about like her and
Yeah,
some of the freshmen,
yeah.
Anissa at LSU, and the freshman Malaysia at South Carolina. So
Oh,
they're rising, man. Like
I
you
call
said,
Malaysia. I call Malaysia the female version of Kyrie Irving.
yeah, yeah, she literally is. She
Boy,
literally is.
she nasty. She nasty with the
Yeah,
handles, man. Oh
yeah.
my, bruh,
Every
man.
time she has the ball and it's a fast run, or she's
Yeah,
taking the ball coast to
yeah,
coast.
yeah,
I showtime. That's what I say. Showtime.
yeah, yeah.
She gonna show
Bruh,
you something.
oh man, and like Don Staley, she even said that like she started off, she started having troubles on defense, like understanding how what she need to be on defense, blah blah blah. I mean, she's like in the last month, it's light in the day how she's gravitating, and you see she's getting a couple of steals now. You know what I mean? She's in the right
Hmm.
place, and that's just that college system as a freshman. Playing any college sports to come in and get that much play time as a freshman, it's going to be a learning curve. You know what I mean? You go straight from AAU basketball to high school basketball to a different complete system, and you
Right.
facing like you know what I mean? I think, I mean, to be honest with you, outside USC, SEC is the best women's college basketball right now.
It is, man. And like you said, it's picking up. It's definitely
Yeah,
picking up steam. I mean, just women college basketball
yeah,
and all. Don
yeah,
Staley said they started recruiting Malaysia Full Wiley in the seventh grade. They
yeah,
say she won all the accolades at the camps and
yeah,
everything. So
yeah, yeah.
they started recruiting from there, and here we are today. They
Yep.
recruit them early, like Saban did too. So she know what she doing, man. As you
Yeah,
can
bro.
tell.
I mean, let's move on to. I know we a couple of days behind, but we had multiple exciting games from Don Staley team.
Hmm.
We had that game winning shot against Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee, they could have won that game. I mean, you really tell you the truth, they about won that game, but it ain't over till no time on the left on the clock. When it's zeros, they left a center wide open, and I mean,
Wide
Don
open.
Bailey even said I would have left her wide open because she hasn't shot one 3-point shot all year, and she
In the,
shot one
in the
that game.
game though, she hadn't shot it in the game. Cause you shoot at practice now.
Yeah,
That don't mean she can't shoot.
yeah, yeah,
She's not out there on the wing. I mean, she's not
yeah,
out there, where she was to make that shot. So they left
yeah,
her wide open. I mean, at least put somebody in her face. You know what I'm saying? At least do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You put
That,
a hand up.
they did her like they most people in the NBA do Draymond Green. When he had 3-point line, they're like, whatever, man. Hey, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You make it. But
right.
you need to guard her. It should have been straight. You know what I mean? It should have been 5-on-5 on that. Everybody should have manned up on that one.
Yeah,
So I know Tennessee, they ain't gonna never make that mistake again. Guarantee you.
man.
That's a hard mistake right there.
The agony in their face.
Yeah,
Oh man, that was
yeah,
tough. Just as a sports person,
yeah.
that's
And
tough to see sometimes. But you see the exhilarating side of it too with Don
yeah,
Staley and them cheering, and just for Cardosa to hit that shot in front of her mother and her sister watching her from the first
yeah,
time. They flew them in from Brazil,
yeah, yeah.
just to watch her
Was that
play.
the first or the second game? I think it was their first or second game they seen.
Well, yeah, well, in the tournament, yeah, but
Yeah,
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 this
yeah,
is
yeah,
like their
yeah,
first
yeah,
time watching her
yeah,
play. Since
yeah,
they might have seen two games since they've been here for about
yeah,
5 days a week. So, but yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was a pretty
Bro,
dope moment.
that was a hell of a game. And then you go
It
right
was.
into LSU.
Oh
Uh,
man,
I I haven't seen the bracket. I don't even think the brackets. I think the bracket come out. Is the bracket? Maybe the bracket's out. I haven't seen the bracket yet. They cannot have those two on the same side of the bracket
yeah, yeah.
because that SEC championship game really was a national championship game.
Well,
That
that's always a SEC game, and that's what Don Staley said. when she was on the set after the game. She was like,
yeah,
the SEC prepares you for playing in bigger games and bigger matches.
yeah,
That goes for men and women's side. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
as you
hey
can
man,
see,
yeah, yeah. So how you felt that about that game? You know what I mean? The LSU game. I personally think it was. I'm not surprised it went to this that to the level it did with the fight. A little bit surprised, but not too surprised because it was a real. The referee let them play. You know what I mean?
they did,
It's a lot more fouls they could have called,
they
but
did.
they really let them get physical. You know what I mean? Which I'm okay with, and that's they treated
Yeah,
it like it was a championship game, like it's supposed to
I
be.
don't mind it. I didn't mind
Yeah,
it at all. I
yeah,
mean, those are two top teams,
yeah,
the two
yeah,
top coaches. Two prolific programs.
yeah,
Right now, in the center of attention, the whole world was watching.
yeah, yeah,
So no, they,
yeah,
they played a good game,
yeah.
and they didn't stray away. No team strayed away from the
I,
physicality, from the challenge, nothing. So
I'm gonna tell
it
you
was nice.
something. I noticed something with Angela Reese. Every time Cardozo came down the court, she was bumping her.
Hmm.
She was bumping her. Like soon she got turned her back, she like, nah, I'm bump you every time you come down here, let you know I'm here. I know she got that from. She got
Yeah,
that from Shaq.
yeah.
Cause
Oh, you know
Shaq
Shaq.
mentor. Oh yeah.
You know
Shaq was
Shaq
good. He was
gave him
like, nah,
the
I'm
game.
make sure you know I'm here. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna shoulder bump you
Yeah.
up. That's exactly what she did. Every time I literally watched her. Every time she came, bump. I'm like, okay, that's what they do in this game.
Yeah, he didn't gave it a game. He didn't juice it up. Yeah, and for her to play, a sprained ankle, and to give it all she had,
She from
you know.
Baltimore too, so she ain't gonna go down. She ain't
Oh
gonna
no,
go.
not at all,
Yeah,
not at
yeah,
all. Did you
yeah,
did you see her post conference?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
She ain't.
afterwards, yeah,
She,
she
you know
she
what I
ready.
mean.
She ready to
And
dive
South
back in.
Carolina got their number though. That's the peak. That's the piece. South Carolina got their number. So she got to fight through it because we
Mhm.
haven't beat them.
Right. Yeah.
We haven't beat them. So yeah, bro, it was a. Do you think the referees did it right as far as when they ejected the players for that fight?
Based on the rules, I would say they did. Since
Yeah,
since they did it on both sides, they made it equal. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
I can, I can, I can agree with that. That's okay. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? At
It
least
wasn't
they
one
they
sided.
can
I
play.
think it
Right.
was it.
Right.
They did it evenly. I think you also the referees. I say they didn't. It wasn't no complaints about it because they did it fair. They treated. They said both players. You know what I mean? Like both sides got to get it, but they had to do it that way because they get graded. You know what I
Right.
mean? Now they want to be able to referee in the March. I mean the March Madness too. So
Yeah. As you see, they had a
yeah,
pen and paper when they was trying to figure it all out at
yeah,
the desk.
yep,
Yeah, so they
yep,
was writing it down, trying to figure it out. Going
yeah,
from beginning to the end. So,
yeah,
but at
yeah,
least at least most of all the players can play. Everybody except Cardoso in the first game. But
yeah,
like we said, I mean, what is she gonna miss in the first game?
yeah.
They'll be playing a 16 seater, like you say. I mean, even though this is March Madness, it could happen, but
Yeah, it
most
can't
likely,
happen.
most
But they
likely,
they they bench is too deep. They bench
it
is too
is.
deep.
It
Hey,
is,
one person struggling. Oh, I got somebody for you. Let me go and get somebody else up here.
and
They
that's
they
that's
bench too deep.
amazing, though. That's amazing recruit. Just to lose all five of your starters last year and to be able to do that, and your
Yeah,
bench is so deep, like you could put anybody on the floor with anybody, and they'll
bro.
play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you seen? Matter of fact, have you seen the way they practice?
Yeah, they practice against men.
Yeah, it's called the Green Guys.
Yeah,
I think they wear like green shirts for
yeah,
practice or whatever.
lime green shirts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and they get
And
rings too.
they on scholarship.
Yeah, they get rings too.
Yeah, they got
Hmm.
them on scholarship. You know what I mean? Like so, when Angela Reese was bumping her, she was already prepared. She's like, I practice against dudes every day.
Yeah, Yeah, now Cardosa, a big girl. You see, she was
Oh
just
yeah,
laughing too.
yeah, yeah.
She
I
was
mean,
she she was just taking it.
you see, old boy jumped over the thing, looked at it, and then backed away.
Yeah, he did. He was looking up at her. He had to look up.
Man, stay up. That hey, that's why it's we got that same issue with youth sports, man. I've seen that so many times at youth sport because um,
Hmm.
I, I'm on the board here in North Carolina for youth youth football. Man, I'm telling you right now, man. I could I could go on for days with stories where I see parents jumping the fence because a they kid got hit too hard, or you
Hmm.
know what I mean. Instead of letting the referees handle it, they feel like they need to put themselves into the game, and they make the situation bigger than it should be because why? One parent jumped or a family member jumped aside on one side. What do you think finna happen on the other side?
Right, right, exactly.
Now
Yes,
you got straight chaos on the you know what I mean in the middle. So I think it was just reaction because that was his sister.
that's what it was. It was
Yeah,
straight reaction.
but
Even
you
though it was
notice,
wrong, it was
yeah,
wrong, but it was straight. It's emotion. It was
yeah,
straight emotion. You know,
yeah,
it's hard to watch your family member just get manhandled,
yeah.
woman handled, and you sit back and don't do nothing. But I
It,
mean,
if he
at the end
allowed
of the day,
another
this is a
game,
yeah, it's a
he'd be
game though. At
way
the
up
end
there.
of the day. Yeah, right, right. It's a game, man. In the day,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should know, man. So
yeah,
just stay on the side where you at. Y'all ain't got
yeah.
to do all that. You see the police jump right over the table, right behind them too.
He
Yeah,
police probably, God, dog, I gotta deal with this crap, man. Come on, man. Like,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
he doing obstacle course just try to catch you, man. Come on, bro.
Right. As you can see during the whole midst of that fight or afterwards, from the
Yeah,
referees discussing what was going on, the people at the table discussing, the police were behind them discussing what they was gonna do at the end of the game too. So everybody had to kind of pull it together and come up with a scenario as moving
yeah,
forward. As you see
yeah,
after the game, did you see all the police that ran on the floor?
yep, yep.
Yeah, just to
They,
keep order.
that was so let's say this. Now I didn't want to even bring this up, but let's say this. So you got that one isolated incident where you got the brother jumped on a jumped over the scores table, went on the court, whatever. But then what was complained about 2 weeks ago with the Duke game when one of the player got hurt for storming the court.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Everybody's like, "Oh, that's just a part of it." Nah, that shows you can't pick and choose. Like
right, right.
those two situations kind of different. There's different situations, but in all, it should be no fans on the court.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a tough situation, like you say, and I mean, and people they've been storming the courts for decades and
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it is
But that's why
so
I'm saying people were like, you can't complain about that incident, but don't complain about the whole storm on the court because shoot, a player might get into it with a fan there.
yeah. I mean that happens.
Yeah,
Burton, Jermaine
yeah,
Burton, the wide receiver for Alabama, he got into it with a Tennessee fan.
yeah,
They had words or they exchanged words,
yeah,
bumped each other. After we lost to Tennessee, that's hard to say.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I just look at it, man.
it happens.
I get
It
my
happens.
take is like at certain point, man, like what
But
if your star athlete get hurt for somebody storming the court and you lost it for the year?
yeah, usually it just don't happen though. I mean, I can
It
see
don't happen, but it can happen. You
it
know what I'm saying?
could,
Like
it
it
could,
could.
but yeah, I mean,
But
so
we grew up in we you know what I mean, we grew up in we grew up in a different environment, you know. We already knew when we grew up, like we go play certain locations. Hey, you can't just hang around, man. Hey, if we win or lose, we gotta get out there.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we get, you know what I mean, some certain situation. I ain't gonna even call out the area, but we went 10th grade year, we went to a certain location, then next thing we got on the bus, we getting rocks and everything thrown at us.
yeah,
Like what
yeah. Yeah, we did, and you know how many stories did we hear about that happening back then? Though it
yeah,
was kind of normal in the when you go
yep,
into you know,
Yep.
territory, somebody else's territory, and you
Yep.
win.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yep.
usually
But
what happens.
and what we used to get told, like, hey, grab your stuff, go hurry up to the bus, put your head down.
Let's get out of here.
Get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
I
We ain't
think,
hanging around.
thank God for change. Yeah, I'm glad it's not like that anymore. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good game, man. All in
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's it's not the best thing for the game, but as you can see, that's been the talk of the town
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Once again, the women's sports, women basketball is the talk of the town.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
so I just think that puts more light on the tournament and seeing women in basketball. So I mean,
Mhm.
it's kind of a good and a bad thing. Something good came along with the bad. I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. 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 All
So
right,
yeah,
man. We'll switch gears, man. To we'll stick with basketball, but we talk about the men's side, the UNC versus Duke game.
it was a good game. It was a good
Yeah.
game. They pulled it
What?
out. Tar Heels
Yeah.
pulled it out.
I I ain't see. I mean, Tar Heel pulled it out. I ain't see no fight out of Duke though. It was like Duke wasn't. It was like Duke just put their jerseys on and just went out of court, just like we just walked through the motion. And I didn't see. It ain't seeing very. Like the aggressiveness came straight from UNC side. Duke was
Right.
like, hey, y'all too much for us. We just gonna go ahead and just, you know what I mean, walk through the motion. I didn't see no like real grit from them.
And I think UNC came out and punched Duke in the mouth first.
Fast. Yeah,
And what coaches always say, come out and throw the first lick.
yeah,
Let them know
yeah,
you're here.
yeah,
So, and
yeah,
I think that's what happened. And
yeah,
they came out firing on all cylinders, and Duke
yeah,
was just a step behind. They played good though. I would say that they
yeah,
still played good, but
yeah,
the UNC just kept bringing it to them every
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
So they
Yeah,
pulled
I
it out.
mean, that's the basketball rival for them. Franklin Street. Franklin Street is the main street outside UNC. That
Hmm.
when it's a party, it's a downtown party area. You know what I mean? Especially with the games, when it's a win, it's flooded. So it was jumping after that game, man. But it was a good game. UNC swept them for the season. That's I'm gonna tell you. That's the thing about basketball. Like, yeah, you cheering now that you beat them for the regular season, but you might face them again in the tournament like they done in the past, where they beat them in the regular season and Duke came back and beat them in the tournament. So
Hmm.
that's the scary thing about basketball because you play these same teams multiple times.
Yeah, yeah, and it can happen.
It can
You know,
happen. It can
definitely in
happen.
basketball.
And look, it's about to be the ACC tournament now up in DC. So now, they're gonna have to. They might end up playing again. What if they play again for the ACC championship game?
It can happen. Yeah, it sure
So
can happen. So
yeah. So it that hey, UNC they were going crazy. All the UNC fans they were going crazy. But I learned as an Auburn fan, if you got to face this team again in the same year,
yeah,
yeah, hey, you enjoy your win right there, but you might want to be humble.
and like you said, it's hard to beat a team twice.
Twice, three times. So think about it. They
Let
already
alone
played them
three times.
twice. They
Let
already
alone.
played them twice. So now you finna play a third time. That's a. I mean, how many more changes you gonna be able to change it up? You know what I mean? How many
Yeah.
different more plays you gonna like? Now it's gonna really. We know what you about to do. You just gotta. I gotta beat you to it. You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
gonna be a whole play somebody three times. You could think about this. You can in basketball, especially like a UNC dude. You play them twice in the season, just like Alabama are. We play twice in the season. We can end up facing each other again in the conference tournament. Depending on where we land out in the bracket, you might play again in the March Madness. You can possibly play somebody four times.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you definitely know each other at
By
that
the
point in
second
time.
time, you know that person. You know that team.
hmm You know the
You know.
game, where they going, how they
Yep.
dribble. You know their strong side. You know
Yep.
everything at that point in time. So
Yep.
you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
that's tough.
That's tough.
When
It
does the
real
tournament start?
tough. This week. This
Yeah, I
week.
know that the SEC tournament for the men start Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what most that one. I want to say it's Tuesday or Wednesday that the ACC tournament started. They're in DC.
Okay,
Yeah. 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 So
okay. Yeah.
all it's basically a week behind the women's.
Right. Always.
Yep, a week behind the women. But hey, and to kind of speak on that, I think we did a couple of videos in the past where when I said, man, like it's women's basketball has grown so much to the point where I can name big players in women's college basketball right now. There ain't too many I can name in men's. I don't
Yeah.
even know. Right, I can be honest with you. I don't even know who they considering to be like your top draft pick or top lottery pick for the NBA right now. But I can tell you about the women's who talking about coming out.
Yeah, that's
That
saying something.
shows you how much it's gravitating to women's basketball.
Yeah, that's saying something, man.
Yeah,
That's live. I like it. I love it for them, though.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you
yeah,
say,
yep.
it should have been happening, but here we are.
Oh yeah, it's about to blow up, bro. It's about to blow up, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
so we're gonna switch it over to football, man. Uh, hey, I
Picking
got
up that
some,
season.
I got some Mount Rushmore lists. Well, before 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 we go to the Mount Rushmore list, we'll end with that first. But we'll talk about, you got today was the first day of official trades in the NFL.
So,
Uh,
you called it. Why you called it? The Steelers then drafted. They
they
gave
got Russell
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson. They gave
I
him the
mean,
deal.
why would he cheat?
Yeah, yeah,
He's
one
cheap.
point two million. They gave, they got him for
Yeah,
the senior league minimum 1 point.
yeah.
But at the
I
same
mean,
time, it was a great thing for the Steelers. As you say, he they all they have to pay is 1.2, and the Broncos have to pay the rest, the 37.8 million. I would have did it too.
yeah. I mean, it's cheap. It's a no brainer.
It
It's
really
not
is.
cost them nothing.
It really is. It was a lovely trade, and it
Yeah,
makes them an instant contender.
and I don't like it because I'm a
Yeah,
Baltimore Ravens fan. I
I
hate
know.
it.
I know you don't. I know you
We
don't.
got too much in our conference right now, man.
I know
We
you
got we
don't.
got Baltimore. Baltimore's in the north. We got the Bengals. We got the Browns, and we got the Steelers. That's a problem,
Man, the AC. I mean, not nobody said the ACC, but yeah, the AFC, man.
bro. That's a problem, man. And that one. So when you think about it, man, and I don't know how this been happening for so many years. The one thing the Steelers never had a problem with is actually getting wide receivers, drafting wide receivers. Never had a problem drafting wide receivers.
Yeah, for real. I mean, the Steelers really ain't been bad at drafting.
Bruh,
It's just ever since Big Ben left. They just ain't been
I'm
able to
talking
put
about
it together.
wide receiver. They never had a problem. They had
Defense.
Hines Ward, Plaxico Burrs, Antonio Holmes. Like, think about all these wide receivers they had.
Yeah,
AB, bruh.
yeah,
They always had
always.
out,
And running
out of the
back.
draft.
They running backs, defense. They always been good
Yeah,
at drafting, man. It's
yeah.
just like I said, since Big Ben left, for some reason they can't put it together with a quarterback. I
And they
mean,
got to get wide receiver 4-9.
Kenny Pickett was a good. I thought he was going to be a good player coming out of Pittsburgh. I ain't gonna lie. He played good in college. He was a good player in college. I just don't. It hasn't transitioned to the league as of yet.
So,
At this
so
point
Mark.
in time,
So who I don't even feel like putting this up, man. Who do Pittsburgh play in college, man?
Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh, they was pretty decent when we played. They was pretty decent. Like,
I
yeah,
mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
when Kenny P came out, who was they playing?
I mean, they was in the ACC. Right? Is that what
No,
they
they
had?
it's Pittsburgh and ACC. They might, yeah, it might
Mhm.
be, but I mean,
They were playing solid teams, man, and they had a good record, you know. But he had a great back too behind him.
yeah,
I
yeah,
forget the guy's
yeah.
name. He went to the league too, but yeah, I mean he played good. I mean, come on, I mean look what Brock Purdy had played good in college too. Look what he's doing. You
But
know
let's
what I
say
mean?
this. Let's say this. Brock Purdy landed in a great situation. When I say a great situation, a great
Shanahan.
situation.
It was Shanahan,
I
right?
mean, and think about this. So they got him before they got CMC. They got him before they got McCaffrey. But they still had all their pieces. Good line, good wide receiver core, good defense, all across all different levels. You just needed a
Yeah.
quarterback. That's why Cam Newton was getting. They were coming at Cam Newton. He was like, he's a game manager. That's not a bad thing, but he was saying like, hey, this dude ain't turning the ball over.
Right.
He's making the right decision, and he got Shanahan know where his weaknesses and his strengths is. That can, you
Mhm.
know what I mean, do a lot of misdirection. Then when they got McCaffrey, it was game on, bro. It
But
was game on.
one thing about Brock Purdy is one of the last type of quarterbacks to stay and play 4 years in college. So he was
Yeah,
so he adapted to the situation to the scheme so well. He knew how
yeah,
to what I'm saying, the audible. He knew how to read the defense. He knew how
yeah,
to
yeah,
he knew how to make the right play at the right time, which he's
yeah,
still doing. He can read a defense and pick a defense apart. It's kind of
yeah.
it's Brady esque, I would say.
But he was taught that. The Steelers
And
don't even have a good offensive court. They didn't have one that can really break it down like that. You know what I
but
mean?
I'm saying Brock Purdy came into the
But yeah,
league
that's what I'm saying,
with
bro.
that
Yeah,
knowledge. Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Now you're right. Pickett might he didn't probably have that. They was going off his talent when he was
yeah,
drafted.
yeah. And
So
you already know, in college, a from a cornerback to a wide receiver, this is open. I put my hand in it. This is open.
no,
But shit, NFL, hey, this is open. You
right,
know what I'm saying? And
right,
that's one piece. You gotta throw that dude open.
yeah,
That's and then you already know in NFL, shoot,
yeah.
hey,
Precision counts.
the defense, they might be showing cover two, but they really ain't in cover two. Everything
Right,
disguised.
right, right. Yeah,
Everything disguised. So
yeah.
hey,
And you
so
got to
that
learn
would
how to
that would
react.
make the hard piece. That's what make it so hard. So when you look at somebody like, that's what kind of upset me about how they did Bryce Young, and that he was number one pick. So you already know when you're a top pick, where you going? You going to somebody crappy, unless somebody
Hmm.
traded up, but you go on somebody
Hmm.
crappy. You go into a bad situation, and most times as an offense, your line ain't crap, and
Yeah.
and and a lot of times, I mean, if you make it to that level, you start on the offensive line in the NFL. It probably ain't the line might not be crap. You might be in the wrong position. Hey, you you play left tackle, but nah, bro, you might need to be right tackle. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's really, and you might need to get your offensive lineman coach might not be good. The schemes
Yeah.
might not be good. Might
Yeah.
not be working to your right strengths. You know what I'm saying? So Bright, what I'm going with is,
Yeah.
I
That's
think they
true.
threw him to the fire pan too fast. He should have. I wish he had somebody that he can be up under for about 2 years before he got put out there.
Oh yeah, I mean Carolina was just a boiling pot of a mess.
Bro,
He had
bro.
what four new offensive coordinators every
They
year.
were giving away tickets. The ticket was
Yeah,
$5, man, to go to
yeah,
a Carolina Panther game.
yeah.
$5, and I still say that was too much.
I remember
I
that.
still say that was too much,
And, that was when they played the Falcons too, because they were talking about it a lot in Atlanta.
bro.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
it
So
was it was a terrible situation for him to
I,
go to.
I, I
But
hope that I hope that ain't beat down his confidence. Um, I hope that because I mean, bro, I mean, you got to build some confidence back in your line and your play calling. Like, bro,
mhm,
you know what I mean? Like, I guarantee I can only imagine how he was feeling after the game and the next day, how bad his body was beat down the way they was killing him, bro.
yeah, yeah, that's real. I mean, we'll see. I'm pretty sure he has a little more fire up on him now. With the new system and new coaches
Yeah.
now. So yeah,
And Mark, think about this too. And I hate Alabama, but I'm gonna go ahead and be real about it.
on the
He
circuit,
he go
you
he
love them,
go from he go from Alabama to you know what I mean. Not
right,
at quarterback, you're not really
right,
getting touched. You know what I mean.
right.
You're gonna get sacked here and there, but you're not. You know what I mean. You got somebody to really protect you to that.
To Carolina, yeah. It's a different playing field, totally.
I can only imagine you was seeing ghosts, man.
Yeah, totally.
I guarantee he's probably having nightmares at nighttime.
Mhm.
Like, bro, hey man, hey,
One
I would
and
probably want to make it, man.
one thing, one one thing he had to learn, man, he had to learn how to get rid of the ball quick and not stand in the pocket because he was so used to it, and
Yeah,
he was taking unnecessary hits.
yeah,
At Carolina, so they had to teach him, hey man, get rid of the ball, run faster.
yeah,
You got to leave the pocket quick.
yeah,
So he
yeah.
adjusted. He
That's
had
the
to.
bad piece about ending up in a, you know what I mean, man, top draft pick, and you end up in a crappy situation, or you be
Mhm.
like Brock Purdy, you get drafted low, but you know what I mean. I end up in a much better situation than you know what I mean, ended up
Man,
in,
that was a perfect situation there.
bro.
Him
And
and
you got
him and
somebody that
Tom
actually
Brady.
teaches you, that's gonna be able to teach you his scheming. You know what I mean? Hey, I know this. I'm a scheme, and like Tua, McDaniel's. You know what I mean? Tua might he got some flaws, but McDaniel was able to say, all right, I'm gonna move you a lot more play action. You know what I mean? Because you can
Hmm.
tell the play action when you got two doggone good running backs.
Yeah,
So it's all about the great situation. Everybody, I mean, everybody,
yeah,
hey man, they were doing
that's
zero
true.
blitzes on Bryce, bro. They were trying to
Straight,
tell him, bro,
bring
you
the
gotta
house,
kill that man.
bring the house. Been in the
Yeah,
game behind his dad.
yeah,
So
yeah,
like I say,
yeah,
that's what makes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, man. We're gonna switch gears, man. We wanna we didn't get a good for the people out there. We talked about it a little bit, but on our last video, but I want to make sure we get a good stance on like recognize our state of Alabama, and we're gonna talk about all the southern states most definitely. That's gonna happen. We're gonna keep these videos going. We're gonna keep talking about our sport podcast. But we're gonna start off with multiple subjects around who we think our Mount Rushmore players are, starting at the high school level. So, Mark, who is your Mount Rushmore of all-time Alabama high school football players for the whole state of Alabama?
Now, high school football players, meaning what they did in high school
Yep.
in
And we're gonna
Alabama.
get to college later on this video.
Right,
Yep.
right. So definitely, like I say, Sherman Williams was top on my list. Definitely because of what it was, 3,000 yard running season what we had in high school was major.
Yep.
Um, Cadillac Williams, I had Cadillac up there as one of the top ever. I had Kenny Stabler
Mhm.
on my list as a top player also.
Yep.
So what is that? What is that?
That's three.
Three, and my fourth one. Oh, who was my fourth? I either I think it was tough, but I think I chose. I'm gonna go Derek Thomas, man.
Okay. 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 Okay.
It's so hard to pick four, but
I
that's
my
what I'm
whole
going.
Mount Rushmore. of all-time high school football players coming out to state Alabama is Sherman Williams, DeAndre Green, Cadillac Williams, and Chris Samuels.
I mean, it's a great list, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's and I know what every last one of those players did in high school. You know, you couldn't cut your TV on without them. You know,
Especially
without hearing their
DeAndre Green.
name.
Especially DeAndre Green.
Yeah, from
Especially.
our area, you know,
Yeah.
definitely. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
he's definitely up there. You know,
Yeah.
the what they did in the early '90s,
Yeah.
or the late '90s, you know, early 2000s was amazing. Him and DeMarco McNeil at Blunt
Boy.
and their team, you know, so they cash. Oh man,
Yeah. Yeah.
they balled out, man.
Yeah.
They were in the league of their own, literally.
Yeah. It,
They did.
it, let me ask you something. If you had to pick, if you had to put two wide receivers coming out of state Alabama that you have seen play, like literally that you seen play, who you think the best is?
Julio and DeAndre.
Uh, okay,
Julio and DD Green.
okay, all right.
No doubt about it.
What about
That I
cornerback?
seen
What about
that I
cornerback?
seen play.
What about
Cornerback
cornerback?
that I seen play, I would have to go with Larry Cash from Blunt.
Okay,
And another top. Oh man. Maybe Antonio Lamb.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
I like that. I like
That's,
that. I like that.
that's what I would say.
Okay.
All ballers, you know. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Who are yours? Who you going with
Man.
for wide receivers?
Oh, DeAndre Green.
Yeah.
It was a show. I remember seeing him in middle school, man. It was a show. It was a show. That dude, man, it was a show, bro. It was a show. Cornerbacks, boy, you're gonna be surprised if I tell you the cornerback. And he probably ain't know nobody's radar, but hey,
Who?
I say this. He's our friend. That's all I'm gonna say.
Say he's our friend.
He's
Who's
our
Boo?
huh?
Yeah, okay.
Lee man.
Yeah, that you watch play.
Mm-hmm. Cause you
Yeah,
gotta
okay.
remember when Lee Matt, I was the outside linebacker on his side, and
Mm-hmm.
I I started seeing how he see the game. You know what I mean? Like he was smart. Like Lee Mack was like when I say he was like, hey, they about to do this. They about to do this. I was like, man, I didn't see that on film. Like what? Like what? Like he was so smart about it. You know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
remember I told you who I was talking crap to in the casino in Tampa.
Right.
Remember I told you that story?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a certain Hall of Fame professional wide receiver. I'm not going to say his name on here, but and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
I remember this story.
yeah, yeah. I was talking. I seen him. I met him. You know what I mean? I said, and I just walked up to him. I said, man, I said, I know somebody that shut you down, bro. I said, you wouldn't have won 3 rings on Lee Mack. I told him,
You may probably laugh, did
but
you?
yeah, Lee Mack was like the smartest cornerback I seen and played with. You know what I mean? That's why not saying that he was the best in the state or wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
like who I seen and played with, it was just the way you know what I mean, the way I seen how smart it was, how he knew. Hey, I think I started seeing how he was moving, and he still understood body leverage, and you just
Mm-hmm.
don't see that from a high school player. So that's why he was smart.
That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what's up, man.
yeah. Um, so now we're gonna switch gears to Auburn and Alabama, and I put on our notes the top Auburn football players and the top Alabama football players ever. Mount Rushmore, who you consider. So I can start it out because my list. I just sad to say this, but my list is easier than Alabama because boy,
It's
I
tough.
think I mean, University of Alabama made a lot of people dodge charges, made dodge stocks go up because you know how y'all was dodge charges, but you know, so my Mount Rushmore of all-time Auburn football players is Cam Newton. Actually, I'm gonna say Bo Jackson's number one. Cam Newton's number two. I got Pat Sumlin number three. Boy, number four is Cadillac. And it's hard for me to say. I gotta say Cadillac, but you know they was a two-headed monster with Cadillac and Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good list, man. That's
Yeah,
a that's a
yeah. But that's my Mount Rushmore at Alabama. I mean, who you got for Alabama?
for Auburn or Alabama.
Alabama, who you got for Alabama?
For Alabama, I had now this is not a particular order.
Okay,
I had I had Derek Thomas,
okay,
definitely. Devontae Smith.
yeah,
I had Derrick Henry,
okay.
and I put my old coach on there, Woodrow Lowe, old linebacker coach.
Woodrow Lowe. Okay,
Woodrow Lowe
okay.
won a national championship in '73. One of the
Yeah.
fewest people ever play for Alabama to make All SEC 3 times, 3 years.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Man,
man. Yeah,
man.
yeah, so that's
And
my
I'm gonna say on my list with Auburn, three of the four are Heisman Trophy winners. And you know, Pat Sullivan was the first Heisman Trophy winner for Auburn history.
yeah,
Uh,
that's my old coach too.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Pat Sullivan. So
Yeah.
he was on my Auburn list. So I mean, I had about that same Auburn list. I had
Okay.
Scam New,
Man, hey, leave Scam alone, man.
Scam New. I had Pat Sullivan, and did I have Cadillac?
You gotta have Cadillac on that. I mean, so that it could
I
be.
think I did have Cadillac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did have Cadillac,
Okay. Okay.
and
It's
but I
Alabama's
want to
so
put
hard though.
Damon Craig on that list too. Though.
Boy,
You know,
That's like one of the notables, man. I mean,
and Damon
you
Craig.
could, yeah, yeah, yeah,
As we speaking of watching a player play,
yeah,
he was definitely one of the greats, man.
yeah, yeah, man. And Alabama, it's just so that list too long, bro. I mean,
It is.
I mean, because you think about it when you say Devontae Smith, shoot, think about who his teammates was and who the other wide receivers was.
Yeah, and I
I,
mean, of course, Amari Cooper, your Jerry Judy, your Rugg, but it's what he accomplished with it.
yeah,
With winning with the Maxwell, then on the Maxwell
yeah,
is the Maxwell Award. He won it, and plus
yeah,
the Heisman. I mean, Amari Cooper is definitely probably one of the most exciting players I've seen at Alabama. Just route running, quickness, stop on the dime. He was so excited. He was a wow factor. Him and Jerry Judy, I would definitely say, as far as like the crowd watching them watch them, and making noise, woo, when they see him
yeah,
cut a
yeah,
break or catch a ball. So
yeah. I
yeah,
say this, you know, I I think Alabama over I say throughout Nick Saban's time there, they produce probably the best wide receivers um, in the NFL. because I say this, like when I look at it, all the boys that you just named, they know how to run routes.
Hmm.
At the not at the college level. I'm talking about at the NFL level.
Right,
All the boys
exactly.
know how to run a route
They
correctly.
come they came in ready, running route. I mean, and then think about it. I didn't even say Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
J
Yeah.
Waddle. I didn't say Jalen Waddle. Uh, it's
I
so
mean,
many, man. It's
bro,
so many.
you call it wide receiver you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. Hey,
And all
literally.
the boys know how to run routes. That's
Hmm.
that's what kind of that's when at the end of what I mean when they wide receivers go at the NFL level. That's why I can't you can't really look at speed all the time because speed gets you where you need to be at high school, at college, but the NFL shoot. I mean, think about the cornerbacks, man. You got to be so. I think cornerback is the harder position on the football field because I mean you ain't got no white people playing the cornerbacks now. They can't run backwards like that. I mean, think about it. When the last time Jason Sehorn?
Yeah, and Michael. I mean, well, John Lynch, he was a safety.
He was safety, and that was a boy. That was a vicious safety too.
Yeah,
But
but I
I
just
mean,
think they
you
just
got to
don't.
be able to, that shelf life at a cornerback. Like you really think about it. That shelf life at a cornerback. Once you lose a step, hey man, we got to move you to safety, bro.
And how many people, white, black, purple, how many people have lost that step and got moved? It's a tough position to play.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very tough position. Very,
Yeah.
very tough, man. So I mean, and you got to know how to run a route tree, man, because you can't be one dimensional, two dimensional. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna blow past somebody. Nah, bro.
Hmm.
Them dudes know how to stay up, man. I mean, I look at, I think he the best wide receiver ever in NFL was Jerry Rice, and he ran a 4.6, 4.5. You know what I mean? He ran a 4.6 on his 40, but he know how to get away from you. Why? He know how to run a route. That's crisp.
You got game speed. You
That's
know,
that's the difference. That game speed, like yeah, that game speed. You know what I mean? This ain't a track field. You know what I mean? You still got to be able to break down. You got a 250-pound linebacker coming at you if you're trying to run a slant route. So you better, you know what I mean? You better run the route correctly. And
yeah, man.
and that's
Because if
one thing I
you,
don't even see nowadays. Like I don't see you don't even see too many wide receivers run across the middle like that. They gonna run behind the linebacker. You know what I mean? They ain't running in front
they
of them.
better, they better,
But I
they
mean,
better.
and they can't even touch him though.
Hey, that's a
They can't
scary
even.
place to be.
That's the first thing I learned. Hey man, you never let a wide receiver just go untouched. You know what I mean? Across your face, you never let
That,
them
that's
do
a,
that.
that's a scary place to be in the trenches, man. Mhm. Run across that middle in the trenches can be dangerous, bro. That can be dangerous, man. So,
Yeah, yeah, man. It is. Hey, I mean, I consider Alabama can really say they they are wide receiver you because them boys running routes, man. Hey, all of
OJ
them.
Howard, Kenyon Drake. Oh man, the list just goes on and on, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Who you think who you think is the all time best Alabama quarterback?
quarterback. Mm, Broadway Joe, man. I'm gonna go with Broadway Joe.
Joe
It's
Namath.
just
Okay.
it's hard not to choose a man of that caliber, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
man.
Well, hey man, we're gonna wrap this up. Man, I appreciate you jumping on, man. We this is something that we me and you talk about all the time, just in general with sports, man. This week we're gonna we got coming up, like you said, the conference tournaments. Um, with the men's side, it's gonna be. I
Yeah,
I can't even quantify like how this gonna even play out, especially for the brackets, man. Like I say, women's basketball. I hope, you know what I mean. Like I said, it's March Madness for a reason, but I hope for the women's that South Carolina and LSU play again, or like a South Carolina, Iowa, or USC.
mhm.
Like I say, out of those four, ain't no what Texas women's basketball good too. So it just, I
It's a
mean,
lot of it's a lot of
it's a
good
lot
teams.
of it's a lot of them. But men's, I don't know, man. I don't know. Houston look real good. Um,
Yeah,
but they can
yeah.
show some inconsistency at times.
Kentucky's getting better.
Yep, Kentucky. Um, I mean, it's I don't know, bro. It's and then you know you got those like that's one thing we don't we're not probably not gonna really see with women's is those like what's the right terminology, but like those sneaking teams, like teams that was like
Uh,
barely got in, small school that's gonna I don't see that from the women's side. But for the
mm,
men's side, you know you always got one or two of those.
yeah,
That
bracket
that comes
busters.
about a whole bracket.
Hmm. Happens every time, every year.
Yep. Like in
Yeah,
Creighton,
right,
St.
right.
John. What St. John?
Drake.
I haven't heard St. John. But Creighton's one of them. So I mean, that's what you got to worry about with men's is that because
Hmm.
men's, you know, the one thing about it, like those small teams, they'll run a gun you. They were like, oh, y'all like to set up for plays. Nah, we finna make this a sprint. We finna tie y'all out and just still hit threes, and that's how they usually beat them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's you know it's matchups when it comes to the tournament. That's the thing about it. So you know,
Yeah,
yeah, you can have a great team, but you might run into the wrong team. You know, and
yeah,
they like you say they run the floor all day. They
yeah.
gas you out.
They gonna gas you
So
out, man.
yeah, so your big man can't do nothing when you got five runners on the floor running up and down. You're gonna have to take that big man out
You
and
gonna have
put
to
a
take them
four in
out, bro.
there,
You
a
gotta take them
three, or
out.
put two fours in there. You know, you
Yeah,
just never
yeah,
know. You got to switch
yeah,
up.
yeah. How you think the SEC gonna pan out?
The basketball tournament. I
Yeah,
mean, the men's tournament.
yeah,
I think the men's tournament gonna be good, man. I think it's definitely gonna be good. I mean, definitely you've been watching the last 2 weeks of basketball in the SEC. You see what they've been doing. It's been some great
yeah,
games between Kentucky and Tennessee, Auburn, Alabama, even
yeah,
Florida. You
yeah,
know, been
yeah,
balling. So
yeah,
yeah, we gonna see. It's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
good.
They're gonna be a good one, man. We're gonna give so everyone we're gonna end this tonight's sports talk. We're gonna kick it back off probably during the end of the week towards the weekend. We're gonna see how far we get into the tournament. And we're gonna thank everyone for joining this. Mark, man, you got anything you want to say?
Oh no, let's go, man. Like I say, it's March Madness, start of
Yeah,
spring training, so
yeah,
football getting started too. XFL starts at the end of the month, so you know
yeah,
it's a lot of things happening that we gearing
yeah.
up for. So bring on
Yeah.
the
Yeah, we need
sports.
to talk about the SFL too on one of these videos, man. We really need to talk about that, man. Cause
We definitely will as closer as it gets to the season for them.
yeah,
You know, we'll
when it
definitely
start?
see.
What month it
It,
start?
it starts at the end of this month.
In this month? Okay, all right,
I think
okay,
the last week it might start the last week of this
okay,
month. So.
okay, okay,
So yeah, we'll definitely speak on
okay.
those topics
Yeah,
and players
yeah,
and see what's good. Like I said,
yeah,
they XFL and the USFL are mixing, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
yeah,
good.
yeah. Birmingham still got a team?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. Mobile need to get one.
They gotta find somewhere to play at.
Yeah, yeah. South Alabama, where everybody else plays. You know, South Alabama Stadium looks immaculate, man. It looks good.
I
It's a
still
real
haven't
camp.
seen it yet, man. I ain't made
Mhm.
it back down there to go. I mean, I haven't seen a new stadium, man. I haven't seen a new stadium.
That's where they play the Senior Bowl at.
Steamboat, yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
haven't seen it, man. I haven't seen it, man. I gotta get down there, man. I gotta get down there, man.
Yeah, man. No,
I'm still a little upset how they let last stadium down like that, man. That's
man.
well, last day. You know, when we played in high school, man, that was like legendary, boy. It just felt different playing in that stadium. You were like, man, this is the same thing they
It's
played in the
been the
stadium.
ownership behind it, man. They just been letting it tank. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but after so long of of leading it terribly, basically,
yeah, yeah,
mismanaging, you know
yeah,
how you should go about it in the future. I mean, what could
yeah,
you expect?
yeah,
So South picked up where they left off at,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. But hey,
But yeah, this
everyone,
was lovely.
again, please, please, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's Down South Sports Roundtable. We also got a Facebook page. Uh, we're gonna be putting out content all the time, um, and we'll let everyone know when the next time we're gonna jump on. It's probably gonna be more at the end of the week. So we're gonna try to get to a point where we're consistent and doing it 2 or 3 times a week. Just talking about sports because this is a present time that we ain't even touched NBA yet. That shows you how much been going on with just college and the excitement behind it. But I want to appreciate everyone joining us and have a great one.